We're in session number 3. This is 1984. With the VH Van Halen, baby. Hot for Teacher. If you're hot for podcasts, you got the Poindexter of podcasts. The Admiral of the Airwaves. 6'2" and eyes of blue. Ladies, it's showtime. All the way from downtown Fairport, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Bill Moran.
Wow, Dougie Fresh. You never did like top 40 radio or anything like that? No, I never did either. Right?
A top 40. I was at a party in L.A. once, and the car at the end of this video
was there.
The guy, it was the guy's house we went to. Yeah. Waldo.
It's funny because,
but this
I don't
did
think
not go number 1. It wasn't until 5150 with Sammy Hagar
that
they all had a number 1 album.
I don't. I was trying to think. I don't think I had any teachers that I considered hot. Maybe in high school there was one, Mrs. D'Angelo. She taught math, and my buddy.
Was she Italian?
Yes, and my buddy used to say it was a bippy day because her nipples would be hard and like poking through. So he would come running down the hall. It's a bippy day. It's a bippy day. Like we get all excited. We were about 14, 15 years old. And other than that, there was not one teacher that you thought was attractive. There was one my senior year who had come in, but I didn't. She was younger, but
she's probably a student teacher.
No, she was. I remember because she took over the track team and stuff, and I didn't run that year for whatever reason, and so she
had a hard on looking at her.
No, I don't remember what exactly, but I never had any interaction with her. Other than that, everybody there was just old and crusty, and there was nobody attractive. And now it's way, way different. And there's a story that came out yesterday or over the weekend about a teacher in Omaha,
Nebraska.
Okay. Now, where it happens,
Corn County,
but where it happens doesn't matter because it's going on anywhere. And I used to say, like, what's in the water? Because in order to be a teacher, you now this person, it turns out, was a substitute teacher. So, but again, I don't know. In some states, different requirements. But New York State, I was always shocked because you paid extra to get your master's. You had to have a master's degree. Mm-hmm. So now that was either a year or 2 years, depending on the program, accelerated or not, that you're additional schooling, more loans, more bills, and you're going to throw it all away for a 14-year-old penis. It makes no sense.
Not at all.
Unless there's some kind of, I don't know what it is, some kind of weird thing. But this...
Well, you're a pedophile.
Yeah, if you're 14, yes. But I mean, even 17, you know what I mean? Like a student. At some point, a student, I guess you can almost look sort of like if it's a 23-year-old first year, a secondary teacher, right? High school teacher that gets involved with an 18-year-old guy. Anywhere else
that
but
might
that
bend a bit. You know?
Well, anywhere else but that setting, it's not that big a deal. But in that setting, it's a scandal because you've got, it shouldn't happen.
Right.
But I could see where that one could almost be. This is one I don't get at all.
Oh, really?
This is a 40...
No scenario you've been thinking about in different ways?
45-year-old woman.
45. I'm in.
Okay.
How's she look?
Not bad. You know what she looks like?
No, I don't.
A very sweet, nice woman. Like she does. Look her up. Her name is... I would have a picture for you, but I'm spinning my computer. I'm going to knock over the camera or something. Let's see. Her name is Ward, is her last name. A 45-year-old teacher. Erin Ward, 45. Now, her mugshot is horrible, but they have a picture of her made up, and she just looks like a sweet lady. She's pretty. She's nothing fantastic, but she's a pretty lady.
Dirty whore.
But
nice churchgoer.
All right.
I'm going back and forth.
Okay. That's what she got caught.
Right.
Okay. Now wait till you hear the story.
And then
that. Okay, that's
looks
what
like
I'm saying.
she'd be teaching Sunday school.
Okay.
There
you
go.
go.
I'm saying.
That's all right. So, and her husband, I believe, is a Harvard-educated lawyer.
Okay.
Or something. So she is caught. There's a report of a car at the end of a street, dead end, 3:00 in the morning.
Okay.
Police come by. They knock on the door. It's her and the 17-year-old kid in the back seat.
17-year-old, not 14.
17.
17.
17.
Okay.
The kid is not 14. 17-year-old kid. The kid leaps to the front of the car. She's completely naked in the back. Now, to be 45 and flexible enough that you can get it onto the back seat of a car is still pretty good.
Yeah.
I give her points for that.
She leaps to the front.
The kid leaps.
He does.
Pulls up his underwear, leaps to the front of the car, and takes off.
Oh.
Racing with her.
With her?
Well, she's still in the back seat. So the cops pursue chase. Kid crashes the car.
Oh, I thought you meant he runs off.
Not
Opens
yet.
the door and runs.
Not yet.
Okay.
He jumps to the front seat and takes off. Hits the gas, drives the car.
Okay, we're out of here.
We're out of
I
here.
can't get in trouble.
Crashes the car. She's still naked in the back. The kid gets out and runs, and I don't think they catch him. So they just stay on the person who's in the car, who turns out to be 45-year-old Erin Ward, who admits that she had sexual intercourse with the kid. And when they're going through and she's pulling like her clothes together, ID falls out from the school.
Okay.
So she says, yes, I'm a teacher, and but she's a substitute teacher in the district, and it's her employee ID, and the kid is a student at the school, 17 years old.
17.
And she's 45.
And they find out who the kid is,
Obviously. But he's a minor.
Right.
By, not under 18, so they're not going to release his name. So how... So I'm going...
How lucky is this kid,
well,
right?
It's not how lucky is this kid. I'm going, there's so many things in this that just make no sense to me. You're 45.
You're 45.
I want you to talk. I almost want to do a survey on the street of 45-year-old women. When was the last time you got it on in the back seat of a car? Right?
Right.
Or when was the last time you desired? Maybe you parked with your husband, you had a few romantic moments, but you knew you had that big bed at home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you had a big bed. You didn't have this shitty,
I can't remember the last time I got
back
it
seat of a car.
I
I don't even know what kind of car it is. It could be the kid's car. If it's a 17-year-old's car, that ain't a nice car. It's just not.
Right.
Unless
Hey,
it's
Dick, can I borrow the car?
Well, unless it's that.
Where are you going, son? Library.
That's not going. So you're in the back seat of a car at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. Have you lost your mind?
And you're married.
And you're married, and I would assume have kids. I've seen no report to say that, but I did see something where they had her husband, and I know I don't know if he was a lawyer, but he's Harvard educated and sort of a bigwig. Maybe he's a politician out. I don't know. But known. So now this gets everywhere. That's the bad part. And you are guilty. According to the report, she admitted it.
Their heart beats for that adventure.
Oh no, I get. Look, I understand.
But at some point, you should say, being adult, okay, this is wrong. I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or if you've got that much the hots for this guy, wait till when are you going to be 18? I'll take you out for your 18th birthday.
I just remember something. I just remembered something.
Just remembered this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember going home from college back to home where my parents lived, seeing some of my buddies. And one of my buddies said that they made out with one of the guy's moms at like
a party,
senior week or whatever it was, because it was after we graduated college. He's like, yeah, made out with somebody's mom.
Okay.
With somebody's mom.
That was big news.
Well, it was big news to me. Now, I didn't know this person. They went to a school down south. I think they were at either Clemson or maybe, I think they were at Clemson. And they said at whatever their senior week, whatever their parties were, the families came in and they had like big picnic or whatever. They got drunk. Mom and dad are there. Dad's off doing something, and mom's making out with one of the frat bros. And I go, even there, like, I don't know. Do you lose yourself and go back to the fantasy? And
it depends on how much I've drank.
Well, yeah,
but
how much do you have to drink to go? I want to bang a 17-year-old in the back of a fucking car. How do you have?
She was 77. I'm all in. What does it matter? The needle swings both ways.
I don't know. I find that
or in her case, a horse and buggy.
These are the people. These are the people that I want to talk to so badly, because I want to say, I really want to know what led to this. How did this come about? Can you just be honest? I just want to know, like, what happened?
Did he just get your blood
Like what?
boiling that much?
Well,
or
who was this
rise
kid?
your temperature?
Yeah, but I mean, this couldn't have been the first time.
Why?
There's no way this is the first time.
Is
3 o'clock in the morning, sneaking around. There was some kind of other flirting. Something happened. Maybe it's the first time they've actually had sex together, but there's other shit that's gone on. There's no way that, and you're 45 and you don't have these moments where you're like, what am I doing?
Right.
I'm so stupid. My God. And what is this kid like? What are they going to tell me? He's an old soul. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He knows how to talk to women. This guy's going to be the smoothest guy.
Smooth operator.
I guess so.
Smooth talker.
I want to talk to the kid.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
That silver-tongued devil in study hall.
But what is the pickup line? Where does it go? How does it happen? I never looked at a 45-year-old woman at 17. They were ancient to me. Now, I think 45-year-old women look very different today. But this woman looks very matronly. She's not unattractive. She's a pretty woman. But if I'm 17, I'm not looking at her going, sign me up.
Right.
Boy, I bet she makes a mean meatloaf. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That's all I would need. I love meatloaf.
I just like, come on.
Throwing some scalloped potatoes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah.
You're right. How would the conversation come up of being attracted? You're in school.
What is it?
In your, I would guess, study hall.
Yeah.
Where you might not have so many kids or something, or just talking. Because in study hall, you're studying for a test later, or you're just talking to the teacher. At least I remember. If you're going to talk, just keep it low.
Right. But I just don't remember.
I mean, you're right. There has to be some inquisitiveness. That's a big word for me.
But
how you doing? You married, or
how many times
are you single? What's your name, Bobby? What do you do? Do you work out or something?
Yes.
To that effect to
yes.
get the
yes.
Yeah, you just don't show up in a car at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No,
naked.
that's what I'm saying.
And
think about any girl about your same age, a peer in school that you hit on, and she could, like, in a second shut you down.
Right.
Shut you down.
That hasn't changed. But yeah.
So at 45, you may be a little more kind and not want to be hurting a kid's feelings, but you could shut that kid down.
True. Who's going after who to start it?
That would be that's another weird thing, though. You're 45. What make you look in the mirror and you're 45? There's nothing wrong with 45. There's nothing wrong with 55, 60. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's wrong when you're 17 to go, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there is.
Get up there. Get those numbers up. Keep going. 85,
85.
90. Ooh, I'm hard.
You too?
I don't know.
I mean, beauty is an eye of the beholder. But yeah, you're 45. You're a substitute teacher.
Yeah.
You've obviously heard other stories like this.
Right. People go away for a long time.
Yeah.
And, well, here's the other thing. Take away the jail stuff, because that
just morally
that to me actually sounds like, in these situations, it sounds like a vacation from the going to jail.
Going to jail nowadays?
Yeah. No, going to jail. And if you're in this kind of a situation, going to jail sounds like a vacation, because I don't care where you are. We can all say big city, small. Every area is a small town. Every area. You go to Brooklyn, they have neighborhoods. Okay. Word gets around that neighborhood. You can't walk out on the street. Everybody knows who you are and what you did.
Right. I think that disappears after a while.
But maybe.
And you can move.
You can move, but you got to move. Start over.
Right.
Who wants to start over? 45. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're established. You got roots. Your husband. All this stuff. You like your you like your house. Maybe you like your husband. Maybe you love your husband. Maybe your husband's not satisfying. I don't know. Take the sexual shit out.
No, keep the sexual stuff in.
But
what makes it interesting.
No, but I'm saying right. But then your parents, your in-laws, your kids, your coworkers, your friend. Everybody fucking knows.
Right.
Everybody you know knows. That's what I'm saying.
That's going to come up at Thanksgiving dinner. Hey,
you don't think...
You think Detroit's going to cover the spread of 7.5? And
speaking of spreads...
Speaking of spreads, did your wife...
Hey, did you guys get some stocking stuffers? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Johnny, like, you're not taking care of business in the bedroom.
Do you understand? Like,
I do understand.
You can move, but you can't run away from your family. You just can't go see them anymore.
Sure.
And what do? You cut your... yes, you can, but my point is, look at that woman. Look at her face when it's all made up. That is a woman who I'm saying, and I will have her picture up when we do some things online. I'm saying that's a woman who is about family. Likes her. Yeah.
It looks it.
Yes.
In the picture with the makeup.
Yes. And she bakes.
She bakes.
Yeah.
She cooks.
Yeah, she
wines,
like
she dines,
nice,
she 69s.
Nice, she probably does.
Right.
She could be a freak in the bed.
Was she the whole
lady in the streets, freak in the sheets? Yeah. That's what we all want.
A little whiskey maker frisky. No makeup.
Now, if you were no makeup, she looks a little rough there.
Yeah.
But that is after probably sobbing, crying, embarrassed. She's probably embarrassed. She was completely naked in the back of the car as a 17-year-old boy runs away.
That's why we call it the streak.
There's fucking chivalry for you.
Right.
You know, let her hold the bag of shit. That's chivalry right there. Let me tell you something. If the number one thing, if that were my kid, I'd be like, you fucking asshole. You let her hang on all this shit. You did this.
That would be your bigger thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because by that point, it's all over. There's nothing I can do. It's already done.
It's done. Yeah.
It's already done. The only thing I would have said is, if you're going to be a man, be a fucking man to the end. Don't go running away from the cops. Don't leave her.
Did you wear a condom?
That wouldn't even come up.
It wouldn't?
No.
It should.
Why?
I mean, God only knows who else she's been with. That's safe sex right there.
Okay, but it's too late.
It is.
So I'm going to say, did you wear a condom? Did you? Past tense.
Yes.
I don't care. My thing.
And you're a pussy for leaving her.
That's my bigger thing. My bigger thing would be, if you're going to be a man and have a relationship and fool around with someone who is married and you know this.
Maybe she taught anatomy and this kid was just an idiot.
I don't. First of all,
extracurricular activities.
I don't remember even at oh no, I did 17. I snuck out of the house. I was out at 3:00 in the morning. I was going to say, most times your parents kind of were. There were curfews. You want to make sure you're home. I was out.
Yeah.
I crawled out of the window. I remember my mother coming downstairs, banging on the door because I had failed the I had the chemistry regions coming up. I failed it then, and she's banging on the door. Wake up! You got to start studying. You got to get your shit together. And I wake up, my eyes are like blood. She goes, why are your eyes so bloodshot? I go, I don't know, just waking up. Give me a second. I had just gotten home about a half hour earlier.
Were you drinking all night?
Probably,
Moonshine?
among other things. No, there were kegs and fields and running around and weed.
Who got the kegs? Obviously people that were old enough.
I think somebody's buddy from college.
Brother from minors.
College. Yeah.
That's against the law.
Yes, of course it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Were any women at these parties?
Yeah, there were girls, not 45-year-old women. Yeah, those were called chaperones or scarecrows in the middle of the field. Scared the cops away. No, it's terrible, but I can't wrap my head around it, and then I feel bad. I feel bad for her, which sounds stupid. Because I
don't feel bad for her. She knew what she was doing.
I do.
She wasn't seduced.
No, I'm saying like you got caught up in a moment, and the moment got too big.
No. A moment's at a party, and you two are in the kitchen. Everybody else is out looking at the fireworks, and you start making out, and you hear something, you stop. You're like, oh, okay, that was fun. That
but this is then the
Getting
kids texting back
in the
and
morning.
that feeling of being wanted again, feeling young again, being told you're attractive again and beautiful again. I mean, that's how these things go with people.
I don't know. I would know.
Well, no. I'm just saying, like, well, sure you do.
I do.
Right? Somebody doesn't feel satisfied. I don't know why a 17-year-old, but clearly you're right. You shouldn't feel bad for her. I just feel bad because where do you go now? That not everybody.
Well, the dominoes fall and everybody's affected from your husband, your kids, parents, like you say.
Yeah, her parents. I mean,
work.
What do you say? Like,
how do you not get looked at in the same? I mean, eventually,
like if now
it'll wear off. I mean, years. We're not talking a day or a week or a month.
Exactly. Right. This there will be people that will never forget this.
Right.
And that mugshot. I want to know if it comes out. You ever get one of those really shitty Christmas letters? This has been an amazing year for us.
Well, 2024 could have went better, but we're
back
happy.
in April. Aaron got arrested. We've sent you a commemorative ornament of her mugshot.
How do you sell that car on CarMax? Only one owner. Back seat was used a few times, but other than that, you got to get rid of the car.
The kid does?
Well, whose car was it?
I don't know.
If it's the wife's,
yeah,
and it's a family car,
I guess. Yeah.
You're selling that the next day.
Let me ask you this.
I can't have my kids in the back seat where mommy was.
Yeah, I know.
Squirting.
No.
Sorry for. That's the only word that came up.
Is that a sippy cup that spilled or mom? I was just thinking about this. I remember this kid bragging to us that he made out with somebody's mom, and the dad was there. And I remember thinking at the time, like, I wonder if I don't think it was that lady's first time. Maybe it was, but I always go, if it always plagued me. Like, I used to think when I was married, let's say I thought, and I'm not married now, or technically I am. I'm legally separated, but I am technically married. But I thought, if my kids were in college and that happened, how upset would I be, or would I laugh? Would I rather it be a frat boy or the neighbor? And I'm going, I think I want it to be a frat boy because I think there's less of a chance of anything going further than that. The neighbor, well, I don't know.
Well, I know. I mean, making out at a bar years ago, that was fun to do.
Yeah.
You know, you got your little fix, nothing happened. So
Yeah.
I think I told this story. Well, Sean was in the Blue Room. I remember one time making out with a woman out on the deck.
Yeah.
And this guy came out and yelled at me. And I said, you know, what's your problem? You her boyfriend? And he goes, no, I'm her husband. I'm like, oh, that did happen.
Yeah.
You know, and then she divorced him and got married to somebody else.
Huh.
But that was a lot of drinking back then. I mean, almost every night, and especially on the weekends.
Hey, what was I going to do?
You know, everybody out, and, you know.
My liver was telling me, go do it.
Gosh.
Talking right in my ear.
2 or 3
so bloated.
people would, you know, hang around, and you'd be doing shots till 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of great bar stories out there.
All right. Well, just some weird stuff with this lady. But it happens, and it still goes on.
Yeah.
And I go, every time it hits the news, you would think that somebody would. Can we have a moment of clarity where you're like,
well, I'm
hey,
not going to get caught. There's too much stuff going on in the world.
This never fucking ends well. That's what should go through your head.
Right.
This never ends well. We'll take a moment. I've been trying to contact this kid. He is a kid. He's a minor. And I'm going to see if we can get this.
What's his deal?
His deal is he was in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, you did say this.
Yes, he was in a little bit of trouble, and I don't want to give too much more away until I actually get him on. And if we don't, then what we'll do is we'll write some questions to ask the ladies at the Tally Ho.
Okay.
I got some ideas for
Sounds
things.
good.
And see, so we can have a Will She Know next time you were on. We'll get to all that next, but first.